In late May 2025, a shocking story swept across social media. Ford was supposedly shutting down all U.S. production due to new Trump administration tariffs. Sensational headlines and dramatic YouTube thumbnails showed Ford's CEO looking worried next to Trump with phrases like, 14,000 jobs lost and U.S. plants closed. These videos racked up hundreds of thousands of views, feeding into widespread economic anxiety. The rumor was perfectly timed. Tariffs had just been implemented and people were worried about their impact on American jobs. The story's simplicity made it easy to share. Tariffs go up, Ford shuts down, jobs vanish. For critics of the administration, it was proof of disaster. For others, it was just shocking news about a beloved brand. The narrative was emotional, timely, and crafted for maximum social media engagement. But was it true? The story's viral spread shows how quickly misinformation can take hold, especially when it taps into real fears. Before you know it, a rumor becomes fact in the eyes of millions. Let's look at what really happened. Despite the viral panic, Ford did not halt its U.S. production. Factories from Michigan to Kentucky kept building trucks, SUVs, and cars. The claim that Ford closed its plants and axed 14,000 jobs was pure fiction. Ford faced challenges from tariffs but responded with strategy, not a shutdown. In fact, Ford launched the From America for America plan, offering employee discounts to all customers on most 2024 and 2025 models. This move aimed to boost sales and keep U.S. production lines running. Ford remains a major American employer, committed to domestic manufacturing. The viral story was a distortion of a complex situation, not reality. The truth: Ford is adapting, not abandoning the U.S. So where did the Ford shutdown rumor come from? It started with YouTube channels like Auto Central and Auto Edge, known for sensational, misleading videos. Their formula-dramatic thumbnails, AI-generated scripts, and emotional headlines designed to go viral. The goal isn't truth, it's clicks and ad revenue. Outrage and fear are commodities in this ecosystem. By exploiting hot-button issues like tariffs and a beloved brand, they created the perfect viral hoax. The speed of the rumor's spread shows how hard it is to separate fact from fiction online. Here's the real story. Ford didn't shut down U.S. factories, but it did halt exports of certain American-made vehicles to China. In April 2025, Ford stopped shipping models like the F-150 Raptor, Mustang, Bronco, and Lincoln Navigator to China. Why? China slapped tariffs as high as 150% on U.S. vehicles, making them too expensive to sell. Ford's move was a targeted response to an unprofitable market, not a retreat from America. U.S. production of these vehicles continues for American and other markets. The financial impact is real. Ford expects tariffs to cost $1.5 billion in 2025. The company even warned U.S. dealers that vehicle prices could rise if tariffs persist. This is a serious business challenge, not a shutdown. Ford's decision was about managing global supply chains, not abandoning U.S. manufacturing. The difference matters. Halting exports is not the same as closing factories. The rumor twisted a targeted business move into a national crisis. Ford isn't alone. Tariffs have thrown the entire auto industry into turmoil. The 25% tariff on imported vehicles forced brands like Audi, Jaguar Land Rover, and Mitsubishi to pause U.S. imports. Volvo dropped its China-built S90 sedan from the U.S. lineup, and Jeep paused production of Mexico-imported models. Some automakers are shifting production to the U.S. Honda is moving Civic hybrid assembly to Indiana, and Mercedes-Benz plans to build more cars in Alabama. Others, like Ferrari and Ineos, are simply raising prices for American buyers. The industry faces tough choices: absorb costs, raise prices, or pause sales. Companies with strong U.S. manufacturing are trying to leverage that advantage. The result? Disruption, unpredictability, and constant strategy shifts. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. Every automaker is scrambling to adapt. The landscape is changing week by week. The chaos began with the Trump administration's 25% tariff on imported vehicles and new tariffs on auto parts. The goal? Protect U.S. manufacturing by making imports pricier. But the rollout caused turmoil. Auto supply chains are global, with parts crossing borders multiple times. In response, Trump signed executive orders to ease the burden-lowering tariffs on foreign-made parts used in U.S. factories and preventing tariff stacking. These tweaks aimed to help U.S. automakers, but uncertainty remained. The unpredictable trade environment makes long-term planning risky for car companies. Automakers must decide on investments and production years in advance, but shifting policies make that nearly impossible. The result: disruption and strategic recalculation across the industry. The intended boost for American industry has come with major growing pains. The Ford rumor was false, but the economic pressures are real. Tariffs mean higher prices for consumers, whether on imports or US-built cars with foreign parts. The industry could see costs rise by $108 billion in 2025, much of it passed to buyers. Some companies are adding US jobs like Honda in Indiana, but others are pausing production or raising prices. The long-term impact on American jobs is still uncertain. This episode is a lesson in media literacy. Viral stories can look credible but be completely false. Always check sources. If a major company like Ford were really shutting down, it would be everywhere, not just on obscure YouTube channels. Look for official statements and reports from established journalists. In today's information age, it's up to all of us to think critically and avoid spreading rumors. Don't let fake news drive real panic.